Back again. Yeah, just finished installing the splash guard. Yeah, it was a little bit fiddly. I had to elongate the two bottom holes slightly up so I could get the right alignment, and also this little slot here where the rear brake hose goes was too close to the hose for my liking, so I took another 5 mils, made it a little bit deeper, so hopefully there's plenty of clearance. Last thing I want is the hose to rub there and get a leak. So anyway, I also drilled a little hole and installed the relay bracket that was on the original splash guard. So now that can accommodate the relay on the other side. And yeah, that's it for now. Just gonna pull this apart again and measure up all the tubings and go from there. There we go again. I got everything tucked in, all the nylon tubing cut to length and all connected. It's very busy behind this splash guard, but that's how it is. You just got to make sure all the tubing are not kinked or rubbing against things that maybe later might create a leak. But all in all, it's come out good. I put the little bracket there from the original splash guard. It holds the relay, as you can see just there. And that's it. I'm just gonna bolt everything, put that splash guard against the swing arm and move up top, start doing the switches, and then the nylon tubing for the front suspension. But anyway, that's all for now. Well, today I'm gonna strip these front forks on my 94 Heritage, and yeah, I'm gonna install the new Platinum air ride kit. So I finished the rear yesterday, and that's all up and running. But gee, I need a lift. It's not much fun working on your knees and on your back trying to get those shocks from underneath. Pain in the butt it was, but anyway, we got there at the end. Just gave me a good workout, that's all. But yeah, I'm gonna have to invest on a lift, try and get this work done without all this effort. All right, we'll keep you posted. G'day, back again. Most of you have seen the previous videos on installation of a air suspension by Platinum. Now, since that installation, I've incurred some issues with the front end. I tend to lose pressure overnight, and originally I had a leak on the wire connection coming back from the compressor to the front forks, and I'll try and show you exactly what happened and what other issues I still have. All right, now just here is the Y connector, and originally, as part of the Platinum air suspension kit, this particular Y connector was a stainless steel, and I had issues with it because it was leaking from the quarter side, not the 532s. The quarter had a leak here. So anyway, eventually I just end up replacing the Y connector, and I solved that problem, and the leak improved as from a point of, it wasn't leaking straight away, but it would still lose pressure overnight. And I was trying to figure out where this leak was coming, where from. Now, I didn't know if it was a leak due to all the the compressor and the regulators back here behind the splash guard. So what I decided to do was to buy a valve, a stop valve, and insert the stop valve here, pressurize the system, shut the valve, leave it overnight, and see if the leak was to do with the rear end or to do with the front part, the front forks. Anyway, I did all of that, and I shut the valve, pressurized the system, shut the valve, came in next day, and find out that the forks were losing pressure. So from that, I knew that nothing was wrong from the rear end side, and I just had to focus in trying to get the this leak sorted out somehow. So in order to do that, I took a couple other steps. I bought another valve, and I'm going to try and show to you what I actually did. Here I have the fork, one of the forks anyway. Yeah, one of the forks with it's fully installed, obviously unpressurized at this point in time. I bought another valve, as I said, and connected to the quarter line, pressurized, shut the valve, and just leave that overnight and see if it loses pressure. Now, it did lose pressure overnight, and I still don't know where it's losing, whether it's, it could be anywhere. Could be from the top cap, or could be from this bit here where the elbow, this right angle swivel joint. And I'm going to submerge the fork in water because I sprayed soapy water around the seals, the bottom section, and I just can't see the leak. But I'm hoping that it's either from here or from the this top cap that's got a thread, because remember, this is under pressure, so the leak is very small, but it's annoying because you come next morning and the front forks are all bottom out. So I need to get to the bottom of it and find out exactly. So I'm going to submerge this in I've made a little tank so I can put this, and I'll try and show it to you. So I've got the bottom end of the fork, and I see no leaks down there. I'm going to drop it down to the middle of the fork where the seal is. Yeah, I see nothing there. There were a couple bubbles, but I think that was just false alarm. I can't see no bubbles coming out of there. Mind you, this is a very small leak, so perhaps we need to leave it a bit longer, perhaps. But yeah, it all looks pretty good. Now this water is going to drip out now because it's. I'm going to try and see if I can put the yeah, I can see some fine, yeah, some really small bubbles from this top cap. So I think I might have just found the root cause of this particular leak, which is good in a way because at least I can rectify that. Alright, you probably wouldn't have seen that on the camera, but it's leaking from here. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of work tomorrow and then retest it. I'm gonna pull this apart and yeah, just see what else I can put. Perhaps something on the thread. It does have an O-ring. Yeah, that's the model. This is the 94 Softail Heritage, and there is an O-ring on this cap here, but this seems to be good because I saw no bubbles there, but I saw some finer bubbles here, and I'm going to pull this nut off and see what I can put on the thread. I don't really want to use Teflon, but I want to use some sort of liquid that can give me a better seal. So that's what I'll try tomorrow, see if I can rectify this. That's one fork. I mean, I'll still have to examine the other one. All right, we'll leave it for now, and we'll do another video later. All right, back again. Now, towards the end of that video, the camera wasn't focusing on the right area, and I didn't end up showing exactly where this leak was. In any event, the fork tube cap, which is this bit here, seems good. This has got a no ring, and I saw no bubbles coming out from this surface here, so that is, you know, okay, I guess. The leaks that I was seeing, and you probably can see some finer bubbles coming out of here. This is where the swivel joins the tube cap. They're both caps. One is a fork cap, or fork tube cap, and the other one is just a fork or a tube cap. And they're both caps in any event. So yeah, it's got an O-ring here, and there was some finer bubbles coming out of here, but also from here. And you can probably, if I zoom in, you could probably see some little fine bubbles coming out. And this goes in line, and what I was saying, it's a small leak and it's enough for it to deflate overnight. So tomorrow I am going to pull this cap out, use some thread seal on this section here rather than Teflon tape, and the same here, because I think the thread seal should do a better job. In any event, I'll see. I'm going to have to do a bit of research and see if that's the correct approach to it. But at the end of the day, it's about stopping this leak, because it is, like I said, it's previously, it's annoying having to come to the bike and the damn thing is deflated. So anyway, we'll have to do another test tomorrow after all of this has been rectified and see if the leak has stopped. All right, we'll see you soon. All right, let's see if we can seal these threads. So there was a bit of Teflon there, but obviously not doing the job. this liquid, try the sealer. I'll try this thread. Loctite 577. Alright, we'll let that dry. I think it's 24 hours before I can pressurize the system. So I'll take this top cap out because I can't install the forks on the bike with this on. So this has got to come off. I will put that thread sealer on it, but only after this is on the bike. Let's see, and the knot goes over here, and that's got to go over the O-ring. Okay, let's just get this thing out of here. Alright, I've got the fork installed on the bike. I'm just going to put the top cap. Now, got the thread with some of that thread sealer, hopefully, and also a new O-ring. So hopefully that should get rid of all those leaks. And see, just pull the spotter up. Enough to tighten the lower pinch bolt. Alright, that should do, and I'll just nip up the top one just a tiny little bit more. Okay, that should do the job. And we let the sealer cure. So they say about 24 hours. So tomorrow we'll pressurize and see if it holds pressure. I'm pretty confident this should do the job now. Okay, undo the other one and repeat the procedure. All right, I got the right fork out. I'm gonna pressurize the system and then do the same test as I did with the left one. Just put my little temporary valve here. I'll grab the quarter line, comes from the compressor, and see if she okay. I can hear already noise. Okay, plenty of air in it, and we'll see. Go back to my little water tank and see if there's any leaks. I'll just put the bottom end first, see if there's any bubbles. No, looks pretty good there. We'll try the middle. No, that looks good there too. We'll just submerge the top end. Get the valve out of the way. Yep, same problem with this one. So I'm getting bubbles from the swivel, the 90-degree swivel, right on the base of it. And also from the O-ring area. Okay, you can't see it. Camera won't give you that footage, but I'll just show. So it's leaking from the O-ring section and also from just the base of this swivel. So same thing again, I'm gonna strip it and put that thread thread sealant, let it sit for 24 hours and go from there. Alright, we're back again. It's been 24 hours since I sealed those top cap threads and the swivels. So I've already pressurized the system, and I'm going to do a quick test with some salty water, see if I get any more leaks or whether this issue has been resolved. So if you recall from the last video, it was leaking from this threaded part of the swivel, and also from the O-ring just underneath this cap. Now we can't see that because obviously it's installed and I can't test it, but the system has been pressurized. I'll probably give it another 24 hours to see if indeed the forks maintain its pressure. I've put a little bit of masking tape just here, just to give me an idea if you know, this thing will lose pressure overnight. But I'm confident that the issues have been resolved. You can see the little Y connector. It's got some, where is it, just there. It's got some soap around the fittings, the 532 tubing and the quarter, and it all seems to be quite stable. There's doesn't seem to be any bubbles. And then on the other side as well, same here. Bubbles are quite, you know, the soapy water is around the surfaces there, and there doesn't seem to be any bubbles coming out of it, which is a good sign for the time being. So not over yet. We still got to do the wait 24 hours and see if this system holds pressure, but looking good so far. All right, mate, see ya. G'day, back again with my 94 Harley softail. Now it's been 3 days since I've corrected the leaks that I had on my upper section of my forks. It's been pressurized for 3 days now and it hasn't moved one bit. I even put a masking tape just to mark, and yeah, it's sat on the same position for 3 days, so I feel very happy that this leak has been sorted out. But yeah, just in a couple more weeks, I'd say, I'll get the bike finished. Waiting on some chrome, and once I get that, I'll be able to finish with my electric, my AF Customs electric center stand. So I'll finish that one off and then take it for a road test. And we're really happy with this little project. The platinum air suspension should do the job, should give me all the options that I need, but yeah, can't verify that until I do the road test. Anyway, for now folks, it's all good. If you like the videos that I posted, press a liking, subscribe, do all those sort of things that helps us move forward, and yeah, we'll catch you soon.